Greetings and welcome to Free Space, where the best things on TV are free. I'm your host, Captain of the Spaceship, Aaron Perine. This week, Free Space is diving into the world of romantic comedies with my friend, Sarah, from Smells Like Teen Angst. She's telling us all about Tubi's How to Lose a Popularity Contest, a YA romantic comedy that's burning up the charts on the free streamer. I appreciate all the kind words about the PBS streaming guide. You can get that at howtowatchfree.tv. That's the Free Space newsletter. We give you 3 free recommendations every week for awesome stuff to watch for free on the couch. If you love a deal and want to stay on a budget, Free Space is for you. Without further ado, let's jump into this week's Shooting Star segment. The Shooting Star segment is the biggest movie or TV show of the week. And as we just told you, Tubi's How to Lose a Popularity Contest is on the menu. How to Lose a Popularity Contest currently stars Sara Waisglass and Chase Hudson in a kind of throwback effort YA romantic comedy. They're both super famous from other projects, but their paths have led them here to free streaming. And Tubi's already seeing the rewards from that decision. The movie is directed by Stephen Campanelli. Caitlin Riley's on script duty with Dorian Keyes helping out. Let's see what Tubi has to say about this new release. Overachiever Ellie teams with slacker Nate to sabotage her ex in the school's student body president election. Unexpected sparks fly when these two who can't stand each other discover there might be something more. So that sounds pretty, by the book, what we would expect, but there's a lot to love about How to Lose a Popularity Contest. Tubi has this growing collection of really enjoyable YA rom-coms. You hear people in my space, professional critics and writers, talk about how we just don't make these movies anymore. And How to Lose a Popularity Contest shows that's not really true. They are getting made. You just have to search for them. Places like Tubi and Roku Channel have tons of this stuff. And paid streamers like Disney Plus or Netflix or Hulu. As becoming a theme here on Free Space, the problem isn't that something doesn't exist. It's that no one knows where to find it. So if you're looking for a throwback romantic comedy, your search is at the end. How to Lose a Popularity Contest is currently streaming on Tubi for absolutely free. Now, let's talk to my friend Sarah about this neglected genre and all the other things going on in the world of free streaming when it relates to content for young adults. I hope you enjoy. This one's a little chatty, so stick around.
It's called like Sweetness.
Yes.
It's Saban, and he knows I really tend to enjoy Saban's movies because they're a little campy, they're a little indie, but not like that annoying indie where you're just like, why are we doing this? Like Maneater. I like a shark movie, and that movie was fun.
Oh, yeah.
But it's basically Misery, but with a rock star that looks like Youngblood.
Really?
Yeah. So it's like
And I follow Youngblood, which is hilarious.
It's a young girl who's like looks like she's like 15 or 16, who's in love with a musician, who's an addict, who relapses and hits her with his car. This is on the trailer, by the way. And so he's like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" After he did drugs in the bathroom. And she's like, "Yeah, okay." And like gets in the car and she's like, "I think that you were put in my path for a reason." Basically kidnaps this man because he like passes out in the driver's seat to like help him through his addiction. I said, this is Misery with kids.
Is this in theaters or is this out for streaming?
I don't know. It's not out yet, but it's coming out. It's called Sweetness. I'm in.
When it drops, you are coming back. You're coming back when this comes out. I need other people to know this exists. What in the world?
Look at the guy who looks like Youngblood. I like showed it to Kiki and she was like, "Oh my God."
Canadian thriller film, Emma Higgins. And he really does look just like, that's hilarious. Oh my God. Like, it's one thing for you to say to me, like, oh yeah, like he looks like, no. This is more
like it's what it looks like.
I mean, jawline, eyebrow, haircut. Does he spit in his hand and push his hair back during this thing? Is like, I'm wondering now.
Does he have a music festival in London?
Yeah, like, does all the things he owned 3 years ago, black, pink, or white? I have questions. I have major concerns. Somebody stole your headline here too. They said Gen Z misery. Yeah, Gen Z misery will hold you captive on this Valentine's Day.
Look at that.
Y
I didn't even
you
read
are
anything about it. Just watch the trailer. Semi-knowledgeable on film and television.
when any of this comes out, and I need to figure out where this is coming out at because it says it's not streaming. But whenever this drops on a streaming platform, I am praying now. I want it to do well, but I do also want it to be free so I can absolutely bring you back. And there's other stuff that will probably follow from that as well.
Watching
Girl
it.
is supposed to be 16 years old.
Okay, so I was right. I think she looks about 15, 16. But you gotta think, in the mind of a teenage girl, we're crazy. Like,
Yeah, oh, for sure.
my room was covered head to toe, printed out my parents hated me, printed out photos on any color paper, did not matter, of the Backstreet Boys.
Sure.
Like, every single member, mostly Nick Carter, and I had posters on my ceiling. I have photos somewhere, I have to find them. I have every magazine. I watched recorded every performance, which now lives in VHSs in a box in a friend's storage unit who I don't talk to anymore. Just like, things happen. And I'm just like, I get it. I get this. If Nick Carter had landed in my lap like he did in the fan fiction I wrote, I could have been this girl.
You never make it to the spear. You never make it to the spear clad in all white. It's like, the
No,
authorities
it
got
would
me because
never
I
have
was
happened
stalking him.
because I would be in jail in orange, you know?
Has anybody seen Sarah? I don't know. It's been gone for a while. Don't know what happened to her.
But then, my frontal lobe closed and I'm less crazy.
Oh.
But it is like that teenage my niece is going through the same thing with like One Direction, a band that doesn't even exist anymore.
I was just about to say, like, the breakup is so long ago that I was like, I was somewhat in tune with what was going on, wasn't I? Around
Yeah.
during Harry Styles' previous stop.
When Liam passed, it was like the end of the world for her. I was like, "Ma'am, you weren't even born." You know what I mean? Like, RIP. Also, she's 15. You know what I mean? She was barely maybe born when they broke up. And so like, I always see her share things on social media and TikToks of like, I wish I was alive or I wish I was older. Like these things that I'm just like, this is adorable because I feel you. I've been that person. So
I feel for her, but also I'm like, no, you don't. It was all sunshine and rainbows. There was a lot more One Direction back then, but
yeah.
whenever I see like weird nostalgia from the youths, I'm like, baby, I was alive in like 2000 and whatever, 8 or 10. I was like an adult, and you guys were not there, and it's okay. That's all right. I'm sure we
Sorry.
did the same things to previous generations and be like, oh, the 80s looks like fun. No, it is.
All about the 70s and the 80s. I still remember going to the stores with my mom and her being like, I used to wear stuff like this. And I did not believe her. And now it's happening to me.
Oh, yeah. So, okay, this is my favorite sport to play with my wife. Like when we go into a mall or any clothing store and there's a Y2K influence section where there's like puff t-shirts, baby doll tees, those bandana halters, all this stuff. And she's just like, what is going on? I'm like, I told you, they're just playing our hits. That's what's
Yeah.
happening.
Like that. I haven't seen it yet, but have you seen the butterfly top that was like at Charlotte
Yes.
Russe? I haven't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I'm
a
waiting
Charlotte Russe.
Charlotte Russe doesn't exist anymore. Charlotte Russe, Wet Seal. That's where you got all that stuff.
Icing,
Icing.
Forever,
Those,
Forever 21. Huh?
is it Icing still around? Forever 21?
Done.
Close.
Yeah. There's like they had like a nostalgia based pop-up for like Wet Seal for one of the other retailers that's still around like last year. And I was like, I don't know what circle of whatever we're on, but I'd like to get off the ride, please. This is bad. When we're having open nostalgia for stuff that I clearly remember like walking into, that was like a contemporary with like scary hot topic. We gotta stop the train. Kids, don't do it, please.
We need 579 to come back and continue this like body trauma.
Sarah, I'm gonna kick you out of space. Oh my god. Okay, let me try to do 2 seconds on this delightful Tubi movie. So you pronounce this young woman's last name Weisglass? Is it Weisglass?
Yeah, I think it's Weisglass. Huddy.
Chase Hud-
Chase Hudson, otherwise known as Lil Huddy, otherwise known as Huddy, otherwise known as
Oh my gosh. Okay. So they're like, these are known. I laugh like I'm like, these are known personalities. They're not my stars, but for someone that's slightly younger than me, this is like core
okay,
viewing
yeah,
stuff.
she's from Ginny and Georgia, if you've ever seen that on Netflix.
Yes.
Fantastic show.
Hmm.
She's the hot boy's sister. Ginny's ex-boyfriend, sister.
There we go.
Is an influencer, content creator, musician that was on a show called Hype House.
Yeah. man.
So he
Oof.
was one of the kids on Hype House, and he was also like this like cute little emo boy that had all like the people, and this is his first feature film.
That really? Oh, wow. So for feature film debut, I know they were riding around with him this week doing promo, and like anytime they stopped and he went outside, there was at least 3 girls that came out of like what felt like nowhere to be
Yeah.
super excited that he was out there.
100%.
So, also, isn't it funny, like, that they're doing this, like, as, like, a major project, at least for him, like, his debut, and for her, this big project, like, in between Ginny and Georgia, and it's, like, a throwback kind of,
I mean, what do you mean by throwback?
it feels like this would have been a thing in the time of $5 theaters, me showing my age,
Yes,
that I would have absolutely took my friends. We all would have went in a group to go see this together after school
absolutely.
Friday, for sure.
100%. It's one of those like young teen comedies, like romance comedies, little YA romances that they don't make
Mhm,
anymore, which
literally.
drives me crazy.
I
So
can't
like
imagine why.
yeah, I mean like the thing is like they don't have to be good. And I just need to preface like they just have to be like have a good message and a decent story because you can't Kiki and I fight about this movie all the time. It's called Simply Irresistible and it stars
Yeah.
Sarah Michelle Gellar and she was a chef who used magic to help make her successful. And there's a moment where she flies, and it's all because of a magical mystical crab. You cannot tell me that that movie is considered good, but it's fun
But
and
it's
has a little
fun.
magic.
That's I think that, like, this is so funny because like, Tubi is like they have figured out, they're like, "Wait a second, people miss this? Like, people
Yeah,
want this? We could make, like, 17 of these
for nothing. Like
for nothing."
low budget magic. Like the CW is gone, right?
Yes.
They are literally just
Pour
like
one
a
out.
network who buys things from Canada. They played The Chosen, which I like nothing against The Chosen. Like it's actually a really great like fantasy storytelling.
Sure.
But the idea that the CW that was this iconic teen coming of age network is gone. Is so crazy. It also
Yeah.
feels like Hallmark because they bought this also terrible show with Chad Michael Murray on it from Canada. I tried watching it. It's really bad. But it's got like 4 seasons. And then Prime Video started trying to do it and they canceled all of them. So you're like we did all 3 seasons of The Summer I Turned Pretty. They would have been done not to do it. But we
Beautiful.
had Of the Wilds, which is basically Lord of the Flies with girls and then boys and then both. It was like I'm like give me my 3rd season. Why you didn't do this just to finish it off. Motorhead, which they canceled.
That was actually good. I was sad when they canceled that.
Yeah. I was like,
I
"Oh, Amazon Prime is gonna do it." And then I'm like, Netflix throws out something like they had To All the Boys, which is Jenny Han, who is The Summer I Turned Pretty.
Beautiful.
And then they stopped doing that. I was like, who is gonna do this? And here we go. Like you said, Tubi is here to rescue us because I'm tired of it.
It's so true. Like, there's no real place for this kind of, like youth-focused rom-com, like, like light fare that, it's not gonna change your life, but these are the sort of movies that imprint on you when you get older. You're like you just said, it's simply irresistible. Like, no one's bringing that up when like a letterbox comes up to be like, give it your 4 movies. And no one's gonna say that. But we all like it. We all remember it.
Yeah,
I'm counting
she's
down the
all
days
that.
till she's all that. Yeah. And I mean, if you go on social media in certain corners now, like there are hives for these movies, like these teen movies that everybody at the time wrote off and they're like, oh, this is just for girls. Like, who cares about this? Like, she's all that is a seminal text. I see posts about motocross on threads every freaking week. And I'm like, let's go. Let's go. Let's do it. Like, I'm like, we could use more of that. And I think that kids and younger viewers could totally get on board with this. And they are too. You look at the numbers and it's wild. It's crazy. I'm like, wow, look at this,
I like to throw out Heated Rivalry as
Oh
a
yeah.
coming of age love story because it takes place over the span of a decade.
Hmm.
And they start when they're, like
Yes.
18 or 19, and, like, the things that happen throughout their life in that decade, yeah, it's only 6 episodes, but how important and how influential and how, like, this has been, like, received. I think it's really important. I told you I could go on about this
Absolutely.
forever. But
Oh
if you
yeah.
think
And I mean,
about
like when you said to buying shows from Canada, that was the first thing that popped in my head.
what are we doing? Because if you think about it, when you're young, I don't know, and maybe you're different than me. When I was young, I'm gonna say, like, 12 to, like, 25.
Sure.
I wasn't listening to anybody. But you know what I was doing? Watching these shows and seeing myself in them and being like, "Oh," and learning and processing and bringing that into my life, fortunately in a healthy way. I'm sure there's ways to not do that, but it showed
Yeah.
you examples that it kind of shows that you're not alone, that everything that you're going through isn't original. Like, and now looking back, I'm like, oh, I've been through all the things that my niece is going through. I'm seeing the stuff my nephew's gone through. I'm like, oh, life isn't a universal experience. There's like a lot of things that overlap with everyone. But
Yeah.
when you're young, you're not going to listen to anyone who knows better because you know better.
Yeah. Everybody's dumb but me. Like, what?
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah. So, like, Dawson's Creek is my favorite show of all time. I think it was ahead of its head of its game. It holds up even now with, like, all the topics they're doing. It was one of the very first, like, gay characters on a show. It was,
Mhm.
there was a lot of, like there's, like, a black principal and his daughter and everything that came with a small town with that.
Absolutely.
And imagine, like, all like, the things that happen in small towns even now, like, it was very important, and we don't have that anymore. So with Tubi, I'm like, How to Lose a Popularity Contest is not doing that. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
you know? But it feels like it is a step in the right direction because, like, the story is this type A girl who thinks that she has to do everything right and buy the book to get where she needs to go, and then this boy that's skating by and is just the jock of the school. We've got very like, stereotypes, right? Because we
Mhm.
all put ourselves in weird little boxes. And these
Yeah.
2 characters who seemingly do not like each other have to learn to work together, have to learn to, like, even if it's, like, one of my, like, fake relationship, like 10 Things I Hate About You, right? To make people jealous, to, like, better themselves, and they actually learn from each other. It's kind of in a weird way, it is life because we do have to work with people in life that we don't get along with, but have to put on a kind face. We do have to learn that our way isn't always the best way, and we have to learn to work together and maybe don't use people because that's the big lesson in the end too. When you use each other for your own gain, in the end, it might not work the way you want. Be
Right.
honest.
Yeah. I mean, like, there's like two things I want to like ask about, like with that. Like, it's like, so it totally is drawing from a lot of core tropes, I would say, that we've seen in other movies. There's a little bit of Can't Buy Me Love. There's a little bit of, God, every movie about a teen girl where she feels like she has to like do a list perfectly or everything
Mhm.
is ruined and everything is gonna like, usually they get it some way of summer camp, but here we're staying in school. And I'm like, the tropes are there because they work and they are good and it's endured all this time for a reason, right?
Absolutely, and
Like,
there's enemies to lovers, so there's, like, a cute little love story that ends up happening.
right.
Eh,
Oh, really? Oh,
I
wait, really?
love an
What else?
enemies to lovers storyline because I feel like it is when someone sees the worst in you and the worst of you and the worst things that you can say and be, and they still care for you, and they
Yeah.
still they don't judge you on your worst day, because
Yeah.
there's that saying, "There's a fine line between love and hate," because it's true.
That tension is what makes that's what makes it good. That's what makes it super interesting. Like that was one of the things that made me laugh. I'm like, from the literal trailer, I was like, she thinks she likes this really dreamy boy, like this really like, popular team captain, obviously going to be student body president or whatever. And maybe
Yeah,
that's not what she needs. This dork that she or like this slacker that she's like, oh, I could not be more different from. There's a lot of commonality there and much more of a spark. And I was like, oh, this is gonna be good. I'm like, this immediately went onto the coverage list. Like, yep, at
yeah,
100%. I also, since you mentioned like Dawson, like that is one of the things I think that like free streaming does better than some of like, like the other streamers. We love our big body streamers, like the wild ones where you have to pay all the money. But like something like Pluto and something like I don't know, like the SVOD or like free VOD channels on other networks make it so it's programmed. Like I never would have watched Dawson's Creek had the WB here in Los Angeles not put it on after like Kids WB or whatever. You have to go through what's it called? Not Boy Meets World, like Wonder Years, then Dawson's Creek, Party of Five, and 90210 in that order. And there's no going on my tablet and streaming whatever it is in my room. It's like, well, we're watching Dawson's Creek, baby. That's what it is. And then you're like, oh, I actually like this a lot. Huh. Wow. Something I would not have like seeked out on myself by myself. Totally reads as like something I enjoy and I have like a fondness in my heart for now, and I'm like, man, a younger viewer doesn't have this the same because if they get bored, they're like, I'm going on my tablet and going to YouTube and watching some videos or going on TikTok and scrolling until my eyes roll out of my face. So it's nice to see something kind of stepping into the mold to be like, hey, these worked before. They can work again. They work right now, right?
Yeah, I agree, and I don't know why we stepped so far away from it. I feel like maybe because they weren't big money makers that they were like, "These are unnecessary now," because you know what I mean? Because also if you look, the CW became the DC universe for a long time
Yes,
too,
of course.
so they were like, "These
I
do
love the
work,"
Arrowverse, love it, but there
for
were
sure.
like Riverdale and other shows going on at the same time that did not have anything to do with that, which is nice.
I did love first season of Riverdale is still the best season of Riverdale. Highly recommend that. You never have to watch it again after that. Like, we hate watching it. Like, it turns crazy. Like, the first season's the
It
best.
does.
And then after season 3, you're like, what have we done? We've jumped the shark. It is, what it is. Supernatural, great show. Also
It's
one of their best shows.
wonderful.
15 years, tons of like coming of age lessons. Those kids were in their 20s when they started on that show. You know what I mean? They're like fresh out of college.
A big reason why those actors are so beloved now is because they were just on TV for like a decade. Like,
Mhm.
the kind of stability that like just doesn't basically exist anymore in like
Right.
different ways. I mean, Jared Padalecki and like just the entire Tumblr universe built around the Winchesters is super funny now. That
Oh, my
like Supernatural and then like what is it called? Doctor Who and
Mhm.
all these shows that were running for like a long time. That's how you build like an audience. That's how you build like a sort of like a camaraderie with the audience. And I'm like, yeah, it's not the same now. It's still like people still are fans. Like, I mean, have you looked at how much these actors, how like their social media followings are? It's wild. It doesn't make any sense. I'm like, how many people? What?
When Jensen Ackles went to The Boys, do you know how many Supernatural people that weren't watching The Boys went to watch that show?
Like, oh, ladies, mount up. Let's go. And I'm like, wow, like what? Like I'm like, that's really, really fascinating. And it would not have happened had it not been on TV for like, oh, like you said, like 12 years or something. Like it's wild. It doesn't make any sense.
So
I really love that.
So Tubi jumping in, like, with Sidelined, also another really fun with Sidelined 2. They're probably gonna do the 3rd one, they just haven't announced it yet, but we have to, that one's, like, high school into college transitions, like, themes of figuring out priorities and not letting like, the balance of, like, leaving high school into college is crazy, like, trying to balance your school, friends, relationships, good luck, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I wanted to ask you because you did like the press tour, the junket for
Yeah.
Sidelined. Like, how was that? Like, I was fascinated because I'm like, they usually don't do like these big like press junkets for these. And like Sarah, they looked like they were having a blast, and the actors seemed like they were really all super excited. Like, this thing has grown so much bigger. And isn't it like based on like online fiction? Isn't it?
It's Wattpad. So, yeah, it
Yes,
is, like
Wattpad. Look at me trying to be diplomatic. Yes, it is Wattpad.
I mean, do we not say yes, in case you don't use titles like that, but it is a
Oh, I
fan
do. Oh, no, I do. I was just laughing because I'm like, I didn't want to say the wrong one. I'm like, I do not want to call this Wattpad and have like
yeah,
people be like, that is not true. Blah 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 blah. Because there's always someone on the internet trying to correct somebody. Go ahead. Sorry, Sarah.
and there are good Wattpads and bad Wattpads. I've watched a handful of them. I'm like, some of them are good, some of them are terrible, and that's fine, but they get made.
You said you're like holding a potato. Like I just think it's neat.
Yeah,
Sometimes it's not the best thing in the world.
I'm glad this got made. Like, that's
Yes.
where we're at. Like, I'm glad this got made, and it's a little bit of how to lose a popularity contest because it is young kids. Sarah Weisglass is incredible in it. I'm gonna say that.
Mhm.
She's so good. She
Oh.
carries the entire film, but she's fantastic in Ginny and Georgia, and she really does a good job of getting a decent performance out of Chase, and I
Mm.
feel like that it's his first feature. He's never really acted before. They gave him a character that I feel like he could easily kind of be himself a little bit with to help him, but every time they're together, she pulls out such a lovely performance from him, but she's definitely carrying the entire film on her shoulders as like, she's so good. I just can't wait to see where she goes.
Like the thing is too is like we're talking about like all these long running shows that like have like a hive. Ginny and Georgia is about as close as you can get to that in the
Mm.
streaming era. This thing has gone through so much, like two different regime changes, Netflix, will it get renewed? Will it not? Whatever. And it just keeps on going. And the cliffhangers be getting people every time it ended while I worked at my previous stop. People were like, infuriated, like, where's the next season? How
Yeah.
dare you leave us like this? So I felt like she did have the goods. That's really heartening to hear too. I mean, like if Tubi is going to occupy this space where they're just going to make all these like, for lack of a better term, like young adult rom-coms and dramas, I am happy to watch people build out their, their filmographies doing this stuff. So it'll be really interesting. Oh my
Better than
gosh.
verticals. I'm just saying, like, and as a
Girl,
girl,
I was wondering if I was gonna ask you about that, and I tried not to. Do you have anything to say, Sarah?
look, of course, I always have something to say. I actually love a vertical. I will not lie. I feel like verticals are also tackling this a similar space, whether it's through fantasy, because there's like werewolf ones, and they're all bad. But you know what? So are soap operas. And everyone needs their stories. And I feel like verticals, because we have gotten rid of passions and all those
Oh my
other, you know
god.
what I mean? Like, there's no "All My Kids" anymore. There's, "Where's My One Life to Live?" It's literally General Hospital and Bold and the Beautiful, like, or Young, you know what I mean? That's it. That's all that's left. So give us
That's
the
it.
fun, cheesy, addictive stories, and that's what verticals are doing. And they're incredibly popular, and I really think studios need to pay attention to what people are doing and actually watching. Like, what are we doing?
Well, yeah, I mean, I just wrote a thing for the Mary Sue, like, last week about,
Mhm.
verticals and, like, the, quite frankly, awe-inspiring amount of money being generated, and that no one's really talking about it except for, like, soap fans, and I'm just like, they cost a third of even what a Tubi movie probably costs in a lot of things, and you can make an infinite version of the return on investment you could with, any sort of drama, even short form dramas or whatever on other platforms. And I'm like, this is serving a niche. Like you said, my grandma was out here on Soap Network in '04 and '05 and hooked right into the main line of it and was loving her life. She would be so sad. It's like you said, General Hospital, we said Bold and Beautiful, and then like Beyond the Gates, and like that's it.
Yes. Like, the fact that we canceled Grosse Point Garden Society is still also upsetting.
Oh yeah.
I know that's not what this is supposed to be, but I have a lot of feelings.
No, no, no. Listen, we a lot. It seems like over. I'm down.
I would say if you look at old network television, first seasons were never the best seasons, right? We had
Yeah,
22 episodes, storytelling, one-offs, filler episodes, whatever you want to call them. And
yeah,
then like everyone's like shows were given a chance. And
yeah,
now then
for
you'd be
sure.
like 3 seasons deep and you're like, "Oh, this was a slow burn show." And now it's so good and everyone loves it, right? Like you can't tell me the first season of Sex and the City was any good. They had it was
People,
terrible.
I'm
Like
gonna get the most emails I've ever gotten for an episode, and I'm here for it.
look, Sarah Jessica Parker was breaking the fourth wall and talking to the camera. Who thought that Darren Star was like, you know what we're gonna do? Break the fourth wall. But it was inventive and they tried something different. And the storylines and the characters were interesting enough that more people, I know it's not a 22 episode season, but like more people wanted to see more of what these characters were going through. And
Yeah,
that's the part that matters that I think a lot of people forget about. Because they're like, we need, like, especially like networks and higher ups, they're like, we need millions of people to watch the show. I still watch Grey's Anatomy. That show's been on for over 20 years, and I've watched it from
yeah,
the
yeah,
and the first seasons weren't the strongest seasons, but they were given a chance, and nothing's really given a chance anymore, and that's what I think streaming does right. If you look at Stranger Things, while everyone's upset by how it ended, it was never gonna get made if it wasn't for Netflix.
yeah. Yeah, Amblin style kids adventure. The only two things I can think of are Stranger Things, maybe yeah, Pumpkinhead over on Tubi, and ooh boy, especially and Welcome to Derry, but that's connected to it. Like that's a
Yeah.
giant franchise thing that they were gonna
There's
give a chance to.
a new one that I'm watching called The Wayfinders, and it's on Angel Network.
I've heard about this. I have heard about
It's
this one.
so good. It's literally D&D. I thought I was just gonna be watching just like a cute fantasy show, and then all of a sudden both me like, if people don't know Kiki, she's my best friend, and like, we live together. Like,
He's like,
we sit there and watch everything at the same time, and we both jumped up and we're like, "Oh my god, it's D&D." So it's these kids on a campaign, and it's like the budget is what it is, they've got all the, like, the CG creatures, the CG animals, but the acting's good, the story is fun, they're having to make choices, every character is learning the lessons that that character specifically needs to learn.
mhm.
And it's really wholesome. And that's like I didn't really know that Angel Network, and I had to look it up because I just assumed with a name like Angel Network, it's gonna be all like Christian television, but it's not. It is just wholesome TV that you don't have to worry about leaving your kids alone to watch. And I was like, "Cool, that's all it is."
That's and that's all, that those are the things that I'm like, these used to exist en masse in
Arm
a previous decade. Like, what? Like, now I don't know how many of my friends who are parents are like, "Yo, you cannot leave them alone with technology for longer than 15 minutes. Like, something truly ridiculous could happen." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" And then I'm over their house for like 2 seconds. I'm like, "Oh my god, you're absolutely right." Like, I get they were watching, like, like Coco Melon or something, and then it just was like not that. And I'm like, "Wow, my parents never had to worry about this." Like, literally, you like what we were just talking about. Like, you put on channel 5 or channel 8 or whatever and just let it ride, or PBS, and nothing. You're not gonna have a very special episode style talk with an adult after doing that.
No.
Oh
Bring
man.
me Wishbone. The children learn the special dog who teaches them stories.
Yeah, like, here's the Man in the Iron Mask, here's the Prince of the Pauper, here's all these, like, classics, Robin Hood, etcetera, like,
Yeah.
condensed for, like, a child's attention span with this cute dog.
The best actor of all time.
Oh, PBS, man. I'm so glad they're still here, although Godspeed to my friend who runs the social media accounts for the last week and a half. She has been working. She has been efforting to
I love
let
it.
people know it's still here. Oh my gosh. So, yeah, like, this new movie on Tubi, like, you can
Mhm.
go tomorrow, like, no, not tomorrow, like today, and go watch
Right.
How to Lose a Popularity Contest. Like, it's good. It fills this, like, sort of niche. I hope they make more. I hope they make Sideline 3. If for no other
Yeah.
reason, then I'm just like, the maybe because this place is like it's a copycat league, maybe everybody else will be like, maybe we should try and make some other original IA rom-coms or dramas for a younger age group that don't cost, $300 million. By the way, good on Rick Riordan for, like, figuring his stuff out over there at Disney. Like, that's great. But
So good.
yeah, it's so good. But, like, everywhere is not gonna be able to afford that kind of budget. So I'm like, even for those of us who don't have the movie size budget for a season of television, I'm like, I hope that we can get back to some of that. This is
And
helping for
source
sure.
source material is there. Like, the To All the Boys I Love movies are fantastic. The first one, I was like, "Where has this movie been?"
I
I
love
watch
a
all the
video
time.
deal with that so much. Like, I've told people, I'm like, there is a video essay brewing on just masterfully. There's this the opposite of what happened with Stranger Things. People are happy with how it went. They were happy with the rollout. Even the book readers were mostly pleased. They also, before the season, they made all of the previous seasons available on YouTube so you could catch up even if you didn't have Prime. I was like, you should put out a textbook. Bravo to the social team and anyone in charge, Jenny, the showrunner, all of them. Because it's like, this is how it's supposed to be. This is how it used to be. We're all on the same page. This is beautiful. This is so good.
Like, what are we doing? So, and Tubi does have another one coming out. It's something about, like, something kiss. There's a kiss in the title. There is another one.
On February 13th, kissing is the easy part.
Yes. So I don't
And that
actually
is
really know anything about that. I don't know if it's based on anything. I don't know the actors in it. I'm
so
excited. I'll
let's
watch it.
yeah. Tom Keat from Fear Street Prom Queen, Haley Festeraga from This Time, Roseanne Dorr from Adults, Mark Beliante from The Way Home, Rosalie Turmel from Circus, and Circa Wolf from Fargo. And it's much like we were just talking about, straight A overachiever who makes a deal to tutor a popular wild child in exchange for a college recommendation letter to his dream school. When sparks fly, school is the least of their problems.
There you go.
This is durable.
Brilliant.
It is easily produced. It comes out the day before freaking Valentine's Day. Like,
So
all the
good, right?
claps. This
And
is
the
what
kid
this
from
is what I'm
The Way Home's a great
yeah,
show. If you're not watching that. Hallmark,
yeah.
You can watch
Oh,
that on Peacock. I think on Netflix now too.
really? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know
70s
that.
It's a great show. If you listen to the premise, it's dumb.
If
Just
you listen
go
to
in
the premise, it's dumb.
the premise is dumb. I'm just gonna say that. It's like about a family with a time traveling pond. Okay?
No. Serious? Yeah. Oh yeah. Port Haven.
Yeah. They have a
Yeah,
time travel pond on their private property. And the first season's all about figuring out the mystery of the missing brother and how, like, the mystery of their dad passing. The second season, they go into, I want to say it's like the original founders of the town and like their first family members of the town. Like, the girl goes back in time to there. And like the third season was in the 70s when their parents were young. Like, it's really good and it intertwines. And you see how the butterfly effect, right? How in a way, like they go back to figure these things out, but all the actions that they have affect everything else. So
Right.
it's very
Yeah.
good. It stars Kyler Lee of Grey's Anatomy and Supergirl fame. Highly recommend.
Yeah. Oh, also, so for my viewers, like, right, it's on Netflix and Philo and all the other things, but it's through Hallmark Plus. And if you go through Hoopla with your library card, you can get a binge pass for Hallmark Plus, which will allow you to watch Hallmark Plus for a week at a time for free. So you can watch The Way Home for free without a Netflix account, not giving anybody a dime. You just need a library card and to go on to hoopla.com and type in Hallmark Binge Pass and they'll show you how to get that going. So there's no excuse. You guys go watch it right now. You can just start it. And like you said, it's 3 seasons. Like
It's short.
it's short. Now finish listening to us, but then yeah, go ahead. 30 episodes. Go do it. These are the
Also,
kind of things, huh?
I love this. I didn't know that about Hoopla. And I have a library card. I use Libby all the time. So like,
Yeah.
and like I knew about getting like New York Times articles and like you could use your library card to get like a day pass to magazines and newspapers. I did not know that about Hoopla
Yeah.
and Hallmark. That's cool.
Yeah. So like since that we cover that here, we cover this kind of stuff here. Like I have people sometimes ask previous guests of the show, my buddy Mariah Gates, who writes for Rodrigo.com. She was trying to get onto Hallmark to watch this cat like Hallmark movie, the Cat Cafe one.
Oh yes. Wait, no. Do I?
I
Is it with
want to
James
say
Clapton? No. That's the wrong one.
Christmas at the Catnip
I'm all
Inn.
in. This is why Hallmark
And
works too. Look at the nonsense that Hallmark puts out and we eat it up. Sorry.
we watched the one that was like the NFL theme one from this year. It was like a Buffalo Bills themed
With
guy
Taylor
this year.
Popcorn?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it was really, Ariel was like, this is one of the better ones we've ever watched, like for sure.
Yeah.
And at the same time, she's like, I'm so thankful that the Binge Pass and Hoopla exist because I would have been mad giving them $15 a month. But for absolutely for free, no notes. Wonderful. So excited. So excited. She's like, let's watch another. And then we watched the one that was the Christmas Carol, but on a plane. And
Oh, I
that
haven't seen that.
was fun in its own way as well. Huh?
I haven't seen that. I'll have to look that up.
Oh my gosh. Let me see what the name of this movie is. Cause that week when I figured this out, we were just like, let's do it. Huh?
Lacey Chabert has one that's like Candy Cane Lane that this year they did a Halloween one, which was cute. So
Now, when we were at Comic-Con, was she in the group that you
Lacey, no.
masterfully interviewed at the same time? Okay. I was like, for my viewers, we both do stuff for that hashtag show sometimes. And
Mm.
Sarah had a group of like 7 or 8 actors, and they were all in a very fun mood the entire time from over a Hallmark network. And it was absolutely masterful. Everybody talked. She got input from everybody. I was direct tracking. I was like, yo, I am over here taking notes. This is
Yeah.
wild. I feel like in a junket with 3 people, I'm like, yo, all of you are talking. How do I direct traffic and make sure everybody is feeling? It was 7 people. Like I was like, man,
And
I
they were
learned.
some were super in it, some were half paying attention, got scolded a little bit, but he thought it was funny. You know, you just got to make
The,
it fun. And in a way, they're allowed to, like, my biggest tip to people, because everyone tries to control the interview, especially with multiple people just like that. With
yeah,
these guys, if I had fully let them go off the rails, then it wouldn't be fun. But if I had fully railed them in, it also wouldn't be fun. So I have to let them have their space. And there is going to be natural lulls where the energy kind of dies down. And then you can cut right in. So it's like, I just like to do very conversational interviews. Like, if I get my questions, great. If not, great. Like, we're just here to promote your project, have a good time. And so, like, that's how I handle it. They're basically kids. You got to look at them like kids, let the kids have fun, but also make the kids stick to the rule a little bit.
I felt that. I was like, there is some real teacher energy here. God bless. And I'm like, this is like a real clinic. Like when we talk about it, people are like, well, like, how much you're in control or whatever this? I'm like, no. Like Sarah had this down, like figuring out, people were like you said, drifting in and out, like not completely all the way there, and then still made it fun to like, oh yeah, all right, zone back in. Here we are.
Especially because
I
I'm never
can't
going to
find this.
remember everybody's name. Just going to put that out there.
I wasn't gonna say the movie that Sarah's talking about is called Out the Halloween.
There you go. Haul Out the Halloween. It's very cute. And it's like, I think the second or third one in the series, because it's about these people that live on like Candy Cane Lane, which is like you have these in LA, we have these everywhere, where it's like the one street that everyone goes to for Christmas that has all the cool decorations, right? Sometimes they have Santa Clauses, they pass out hot cocoa. So it's them and the kind of the chaos that ensues. And the Halloween is they decided to do a Halloween one and all the things that happen with that. So it's very cute.
But yeah, and I mean, these are like breezy. They're fun watches. There's like good comedy for just for like just one to laugh, and you're not
Mhm.
expecting like anything's gonna change my life. And I don't want I would laugh like how exhausting it would be if every movie I watched like changed my life,
Oh my God. I
changed
want to
my
be
life every week and a half. Huh?
most of the time, I just want to be entertained. Like, what did I have a good time? Was I bored? No, great. Like that's it.
I get in the car and I'm like, that was a fun time. That's great. I am completely and utterly
Like,
satiated. Or we're in the couch, we're like, that was good. All right. Dinner was great.
yeah,
Movie was fun. Like, I feel
I
good.
don't
I feel good about life.
I don't always need like a film. You know what I mean? I don't always need that. I need a movie.
We need to talk. We need to talk more. This is what I'm learning in this conversation. There are so many things being said that live in the recesses back here that are being said out loud. I appreciate you. I appreciate you.
Like
You
films
say that,
have
and
their
people are like, they do, but I don't want that all the time.
you want
Like,
it all the time.
I'm all right. Like, trust me, I think a lot about other things all the time. Sometimes I'm just like, you know what? The Candy Cane Lane people are doing Halloween this time, and that is just fine for
That is
my
that.
purposes.
Tubi is
Oh.
doing 2 movies that are basically the same, slightly different. You know what I mean? Like we're
It's facts though.
whatever.
It's really true.
How to lose a popularity contest? Great. It's like a type A with a jock. This like kissed movie, type A with a jock. It's the fantasy. When you're a teenager and you feel awkward and nerdy, you're not popular, but you have a crush on the popular guy. These are the movies for you.
They really are. Also, if I'm not mistaken, y'all,
There are years to give.
I am gonna ask to do the press for this Kissing is the Easy Part film too, because one of my favorite directors directed this thing apparently, and I'm like, you're lying. You jest. Fauza Mirza, man, have you seen The Queen of My Dreams? It's one of my
No.
favorite movies the last 3 years. I love that little movie. I love Queen of My Dreams. I can't. If this is really, if that's true, because this is in my press notes, I'm gonna be heartbroken if
Oh my
this is
God. Oh,
somebody else. Oh,
yeah, they're
I
directing this.
highly recommend and Deli Boys, which is hilarious as
That
well.
I love.
It's so funny. And that got a season 2. I'm happy it got season 2.
Me
What
too.
in the world? Like,
Also,
there's no way.
I don't or TV show that I could not fully binge. I've got to like pace myself on Deli Voice. It's very funny, but also very aggressive. So I was like, oh, I liked it a lot.
I liked it a lot too. It is. Oh my God. Yeah. This is a dream now. Okay. All right. I see. Look at us solving problems. And
What I'm
speaking of teen
saying.
angst,
Yeah.
I need you to tell my people where they can go find you and Kiki's like hilarious commentary on everything, not just free stuff, other stuff too. I listened to the it takes
Oh
today
yeah.
and was laughing very hard at you guys and your friendship coming through so clearly.
So Smells Like Teen Angst started just to give a little background in the
Yes.
pandemic in our
Mm,
boredom and we needed a creative outlet. So we actually started as a Twilight podcast because the new Midnight Sun book was coming out. And so I
there
asked
we go.
Kiki and my friend Jordan, who's the other person in the It podcast, if they would want to reread the books as adults and discuss them and then talk about the new book when it comes. And they said, absolutely. So it kind of started there. And then also, as you know, we're talking about these things and how much we enjoy them. This is a niche and a space that a lot of people who it's not for shit all over. And it
Yes.
bothers me. And I think that's also part of the problem and why people
Mm,
aren't making things like this because there's a lot more loud male voices that say it's trash. And I'm like, maybe you've outgrown it. I don't know what to tell you because, like, it's no longer for you, 40-year-old man who lives in a basement. Like, it's for younger people. It's for like millennial, like women. It's for,
women.
like anyone who enjoys youth and fun and lightness and doesn't always need the film, who doesn't always need The Sopranos, who doesn't need The Wire, which those things are all, and these are all old shows, I know, but like,
Yeah.
um, that doesn't just need that. The people who can enjoy Sex and the City The people who can enjoy the first season of Riverdale. You know what I mean? Like, if you still liked and even it's like watching Marvel, I don't understand why they would also not enjoy this because Marvel is also some of the angstiest things I've ever watched. Horror movies are full of angst. And like, you can't tell me it's not even The Fall Guy. The Fall Guy had Taylor Swift. You cannot tell me that the yearning and the love story is not angsty. So we then decided, you know what, we're going to try and take over this space a little bit and put our voices out there and give people who enjoy it a place to go. And so that's kind of what we do. So if it's anything angsty, and that's why I say like horror movies, MCU, like all like there's nothing more angsty than men who are sad that the villain is taking things over. You know what I mean? Like you can't watch the Avengers and tell me that wasn't full of teenagers aging. I'm just saying. You
My
know,
friends don't understand me. My friends are fighting. I'm upset about it.
I'm upset about it.
My brother's a jerk. I'm upset about it. The
Oh,
Avengers. The
the
first one, at
Avengers.
least.
Yeah. Hello.
God.
Like you cannot tell me like Skylord is not the most angsty teenage boy of all
Oh,
time who's
Jesus
got Peter Pan
Christ.
syndrome that has not grown up. Like it's all full circle, even if you don't want to think it is. Like
Like I
so that's
said, we are we are like vibrating very,
yeah.
very, very close. Like, oh yes. I sat there, I was like, my boy killed all of us because he doesn't have good emotional regulation. That's great. That's wild.
It's an angst thing. So after the Smells Like Teen Spirit, we like called ourselves Smells Like Teen Angst because that's what it is. And we just kind of took over this space, and that's like it. Welcome to Derry. It's full coming of age with those
Literally.
kids through a horror lens. Even like School Spirits that's coming out is coming of age through a horror lens. Great show. It's not just Disney Channel. It's not, it's not just Nickelodeon. There's so many other things that are also in this niche genre of stuff. And I think it deserves a positive voice. And that's not to say some things aren't bad, because some things aren't just bad. It is what it is. But then also sometimes things are just not for you. And
I
that's okay.
think that's really true. I think that's really true.
And
All
not
right,
enough
hold
people
on. No, of course not. Why would we be honest about ourselves? Gosh, why would we be
are
honest
like,
about
it's
ourselves?
garbage, it's trash. I'm like, maybe it's just not for you. Because I can watch things and be like, oh, this was not for me. I should not talk about this.
I
But like,
love that though. That's what you guys like. There's
yeah,
so much in this space that's like everybody trying to be like, I only talk about like auteur things. I only talk about this, but like all these like, oh, I just talk about great movie. And I'm just like,
yeah.
I have gotten so much more joy from a mid feature that I watched on TNT or WGN or something as a kid than some of these giant movies that I'm supposed to be have like all this appreciation for. Just because I'm like, I was younger. It was really formative. Like, have you seen that clip of the young ladies who are on the? I want to say they're in the hockey team, and then someone asked about if they had seen Ice Angel, and then all of
No,
them are like, you've seen this, you've seen this before,
I
and I was
don't.
this delight. Oh, who on the press box is one of us? Who's that? Like, I
2000.
want to interview with you, huh?
This guy. I don't even know what this is.
You ever seen Ice Angel before? Oh, me
No,
and
I
BJ
know
Colangelo have talked about this before. We're like,
Cutting Edge. No, I love the Cutting Edge. I don't know if you've seen that, but I'm gonna look for Ice Angel. Also spinning out on Netflix. They're now doing a new ice skating like love story. I was like, excuse me, you had a really good one that you canceled that had one of the best representations of someone that had bipolar I've ever seen. So like, why are we canceling that? We should just bring Spinning Out back. Like it was so good. And what a great like representation of something that a lot of people deal with. So
this is
anyhow,
so
highly
funny.
recommend.
There was so many shows that came out in 2020 and people were like, "Oh, I'm invested. I'm enjoying this, blah blah blah." And then they went away without a peep like a
Yep.
year and a half later and I was like, "You could just have kept all of these on. Everybody was inside. We all were just watching these shows. You would have instantly had a bigger audience for season 2 like without even trying."
And also the fact that it was a really good show, like, is crazy. So, I highly recommend
It,
that if no one's ever seen it, especially with their new ice
I
skate.
I just they're trying to it feels as though there was a you know what ice sports right now real hot need to get
Real
something out
hot.
here guys.
I know.
What do we got? What's already been made or what's already in the pipeline? Let's get her out here. It doesn't did we had one and we canceled it? Ah shucks. All
Yeah,
right. Let's figure out what we're gonna do.
exactly. They didn't have to cancel it. They could bring it back. They can't now, probably. The actors are probably off doing their own things and other things. But it was very, very good.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh, yeah, this is finding your edge. Don't be surprised. Like within the next probably 6 months, there will be some sort of hockey ice skating thing that we have to feature here for sure. Because I'm like, you look around, and you're like, oh, like heated
Yeah.
rivalry is that every single place is looking for their version of this, which is hilarious. I'm like, just buy all
Oh,
the shows from Crave. That seems to be the secret sauce, friend.
right? They did it. And Bridgerton, take notes because they switched showrunners for season 3 and it shows.
Thanks again to Sarah from Smells Like Teen Angst for coming through and explaining all that YA rom-com goodness to us. How to Lose a Popularity Contest is streaming right now on Tubi. We are on social media at How to Watch Free TV. That's at How to Watch Free TV on Instagram, at How to Watch Free TV on TikTok, Free Space Pod on Facebook. We're at How to Watch Free TV on Threads now, so go come say hi. Our newsletter is at howtowatchfree.tv. That's 3 free picks to your inbox every weekend to get your, chill session with your family and friends off right, because everybody should be able to entertain themselves on a budget. We have a store at freespacestore.fourthwall.com. That's free-space-store.fourthwall.com. Our designer, Mike Moody, just made some new merch that I think you guys are really going to love. I'm really excited about it. Next week, we've got Martellus Bennett here to talk about Hey AJ over on Disney Junior. You can watch previews of that over on Disney Junior's YouTube channel for absolutely free. Martellus designed that series around his daughter and imaginative play for the youngsters. So come on back next week for that. Man, a fun time out here in the galaxy of free streaming TV, but there's a ton of people to thank that make Free Space go. Free Space is produced by me, Aaron Perine. Our graphics are done by Mike Moody, designer, editor, tastemaker. Ebony McCrae handles our social media. Our theme music is by Autumn Reed. The physical free streaming TV guide is designed by Jack Grimes and printed at Rizzo Studio Arts here in Los Angeles. Hi, June. Our animations are handled by Izzy O'Connell. I'd like to take a second to thank all of you for tuning in to another edition of Free Space, the free streaming TV podcast. Remember to subscribe. I'm Aaron Perine. This has been Free Space, where the best things on TV are absolutely free. Enjoy your free time. We'll catch you next week.